Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday morning's Messages of Love from Above. And I believe I have my microphone fixed. The sound is back. Yay! So the clarity of the audio should be better than it was yesterday. And before we get started, I just want to send love out to the world. If you'd like to join me in doing so, I, of course, welcome that. Whether you're watching live or on replay, we can all gather outside of space and time and multiply the love out to the world. So I'm going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now. And just let that unconditional love flow down into our heart, fill us up, and flow out to the world, surrounding the globe in a big, huge bubble of love. That energy will touch every human heart, every entity, to raise the vibration of the planet, the love vibration, higher and higher and higher. And if you yourself are in need of love in this moment for your own heart, your mind, your body, a loved one, a relationship, a situation of some sort, we send love to you right now as well. You can just take it in like a giant hug from your spiritual posse of beautiful beings, of unconditional love and light on the other side. You are loved. You are never, ever alone. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for being a part of that love flow and for allowing me the space to do that. Before we get into the readings, I just want to sure everyone knows we have one day left to get into my weekly drawing. Every Monday, I do have a drawing where I give away something. And tomorrow, I'm giving away a 1 hour person recorded reading. And in this video, I talk a little bit about the monthly giveaway that I'm going to be doing as well. Also, Spring, which is normally it was formerly known as Teespring, they're having a 25% off sale on one order, and that's them taking that off on their side. So they don't do that very often. So I wanted to make sure I shared that with everyone. And of course, we're still being impacted by the Libra full moon energy. And there's a pick a card about where can you use balance in your relationships. This particular video also talks about how you can make the most of full moon energy, and specifically in this one, the Libra full moon energy. And if you haven't checked out your April zodiac reading, I guess it's zodiac, it's for each individual zodiac sign. Here's the playlist for that. So you can check it out and see what spirit wants you to know for this. And you can check your moon sign, your rising sign, and whatever planet you want to know more about as well. You don't have to limit it to just your sun sign. So I like it. All right. Well, I think that is everything. So let me just get my desktop all set up here and we will get a going. If you're new to my channel or to these readings, how we handle the free readings is I do go down in order, first come, first serve. And all you have to do, there's no special list or anything. The chat is the list. So all you have to do is put your question out there, and I'll start at the top and work my way down. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. Spirit knows what you want. And so that's the most important. And then we'll pull cards. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange and I step outside of the free readings to prioritize those. I'll also go deeper into those and then I do the free readings. And once I'm done, I go back in order, continue down the list. To make a donation, you can use the super chat at the very bottom. YouTube takes about a third of that for administration fees, which we're okay with, right? Because they can do all of this for free for us. They don't charge us to do this, which is great. But if you want to make a donation another way by Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or Square, I have all that in the pinned comment at the top of the chat or in the description box of the video down below as well. And no set dollar amount. Everyone has different, income at different times in your own life, much less from person to person. So there's no set amount. Whatever you are able to give and you feel you want to give is perfect. So that is it. I think that's all the blah, blah, blah. So we'll get started. I am going to be using today the Santa Muerta Tarot. It's a beautiful deck here. I love all the skulls in there. It's just a great reminder of our ancestors and the spirit world. And so I like those. So we'll do that. I do have a couple of donations. Start off here. So I have Ashley. You'll be up first, and then I believe Lynn. All right, there you go. So Heart Sense. Sorry, I didn't mean to mention your name out here. So you'll be after that. All right, Ashley, you want to know how is Mikhail? How's that feeling about you lately? Let's take a look here. And thank you so much for your donation, Ashley. Much appreciated. Let's see what we've got going on here. All right. Just move my coffee over here so I don't end up dipping cards into my coffee. All right. So let's see what we have going on here. What have they been thinking about you lately? Okay. So the first two cards that came out here, fiery energy here. The 10 of Wands is like a lot of energy they felt they invested in, you know, your interactions or the world, or just like this represents just a ton of energy being invested, the 10, because it's the endings, the new beginnings of things. And it feels like they just don't want to, it's like they're not investing energy in a lot of things. This 3 of Wands is they're like taking a different direction in their life. And I feel like with this energy, it's all this fire. I don't feel like it's necessarily specific to just the interactions with you, though. I feel like it's just like they're just like, ugh, I'm just tired of doing so many things, and they're just kind of like, I feel like they're abandoning almost like all the stuff in their life to go off in this different direction. And the reason I say that too here, well, actually all 3 of these cards, because first of all, the death card, the death and rebirth, it feels like it's almost like they're, you know, I don't know, like, um, almost like a midlife crisis, but it feels like they're just like, just a total rebirth, like leaving everything behind and changing how they look and where they live and what they do and who they're hanging around and blah, 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 blah. It feels like a huge, thing here that's happening for them. And the 5 of Wands here too is, more wands energy, more fire, where they're moving from conflicting type of energy into, a new, a more loving, a more peaceful, a more centered type of thing in their life here. They have the Page of Swords, which does represent, our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes. And the page does feel a change of mind, a change of direction, a change of, all this stuff. And so I feel like there is this, just switch of where they're investing their life. Yeah, um yeah, and the Page of Swords could mean new communication too with swords, but it doesn't feel that way. It almost feels like they're just kind of abandoning their life, and not like in like they're ending their life in the physical world, but that they're just so frustrated about where they invested all their energy, and they just had felt like they weren't getting any satisfaction out of wherever they were investing it, which is what we all do at one point in our life. When we have our enlightenment, when we have this realizing that the outside world can't bring us what we're looking for, and we start moving more inward. So I kind of feel like they're in this inner inner sanctum, this hermit type of journey where they are turning in there. I mean, this 10 of Wands does feel like a transformation, right? Where they're in a cocoon, they're going through stuff, they're letting things go. They're just and I just feel like they're questioning every area of their life, because they just feel like they were, um, everywhere. It's like if you're doing 10 things and none of the 10 things are bringing you any fulfillment inside, it's not, the 10 things fault because it can't give us what we're looking for. It's the search that we eventually turn inward, and that's where we find the wholeness and the completeness and that which takes away our thirst and our hunger, but everything on the outside world just feels empty, and I feel like that's what they're going through. And that includes towards you, but that's why I think they wanted to just show everything that it's not about you. You're just a mirror for them, and along with all these other 9 things in addition to you, that they're just like, "Ugh, I just feel unsatisfied, and I need to do something. I need to do a change." And so I feel like they're doing this whole revamp of their life, but, um, until they turn inward, wherever they're turning to is still not gonna fulfill them, right? So that's what's going on there, and, uh, you know, it's like spirits going, "Try not to take it personally because it's not personal, directed at you. It's all about what's going on inside of them, and, this huge rebirth." So, I know we wanted more than that, but when we realize there's a little storm going on over there, you're like, "Okay, I'm just gonna stay over here. Let's let that storm finish, and then we'll see where everything, falls out." But it's just like, only thing we can really do when someone's going through that is just send them unconditional love. If we try to get involved in it, we'll get sucked into the chaotic storm and do backflips and somersaults as we get whipped around in it. So we'll just stay over here and send love, is like Spirit is recommending. So that's what they have for you, Ashley. Hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. All right, Heart Sense, you are up next. Thank you so much for your donation, as well. And yeah, I don't see your question there. So if you want to pop your question down there, that would be great. Unless you want it super secret. If you want it super secret, let me know and we'll find a way to get it to me. Otherwise, if you want to pop your question down there, unless you already did it up above. All right. All right. Very good. So let's take a look here and see, what does Spirit want you to know about your future husband? All right. The scavenger hunt continues, right? It's like, what tidbits will Spirit, I find that they don't want to give us the whole background check on someone, because Spirit loves the and our soul loves the journey. It loves the, not that it's a hunt, but it is like a scavenger hunt. It's like, what can I find out? It's like the slow reveal. You ever had, like, what was it? Was it a old game show called Concentration or something? They even had a game where it had all the little, you know, pictures in them, and you'd flip them, and when you matched, you would remove it, and you could see a piece of the picture. And then they would reveal some more, and then some more, and some more, and some more. And eventually, you're like starting to make out what it is, and then boom, you have the reveal eventually, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know that was that." So I feel like that's what Spirit likes to do here, with us here. So let's take a look here and see what. All right, so let's see what they'll tell us about here. So the first two cards that came out are the 9 and the 10 of swords. So a lot of air energy here, and I do see, there's also the star card that comes out here too, which represents, like Aquarius energy. So there is a lot of air um, showing up in the cards here. Yeah. So they definitely have a lot of mental activity, we'll call it. The Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords. This is like they've worked through, though, and have really analyzed a lot of their thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, their fears from the past. So I like that. They've, because they're such a mental, not a mental person, but how, the mentality and the reflection that they do. They think about things a lot. They're a big thinker, so they've faced a lot of their thoughts and beliefs through their logic and analyzation, through that, which is also here in the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is this individual who does the inner journey, dives deep, into the capital T truths of who am I? Who do I want to be? Blah, blah, blah. So they've done the philosopher kind of path, which we like. They're see things from different points of view. They do see things differently. With the star, here's the star card, which does represent that Aquarian energy. We have the Empress too, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. And I like this type of energy that's coming in here because it does show that they understand the need for self and for balance. The star card can also represent balancing of chakra energies. Normally, there's like seven stars in the sky of the original tarot of the which represents the seven energy centers of the chakras. And so there is this balancing, this wonderful self-awareness is definitely coming through in here, but also this balanced inner we call it inner strength, but I definitely like it. They have this with the Knight of Pentacles. Uh, all the knights are on a quest, and this knight, of course, quests after the Ace of Pentacles, which is about a relation of their worth to the outside world. And so, all of these cards that we're having here is this wonderful quest of who am I and what is the world about? Why am I here? Why do we do this? Why do we do that? So a great sense of pursuit. That's interesting. Venus and Aquarius. Well, yeah, maybe it is an Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius sun, so I apologize to you in advance. No, Aquarius, we're the soup of our entire, all of our energies that come in. So it's not, bad. Um, just Aquarius are very big thinkers. We're air signs, but we are water bearers, which just tells you all about us, right? It's like you expect this, but like what? And so we are ruled by Uranus, which is the planet of surprise and doing things differently and oddity and weirdness, and we enjoy that. But we also keep our emotions in Tupperware in a so because it keeps them fresh in a nice little refrigerated place in our heart that we can give the emotions when people want them. So sometimes Aquarius doesn't appear to have emotions, but boy, do we. And it depends on the rest of your chart. Like I have a ton of water in my chart, which it balances things out, which I feel this Aquarius, I think it's an Aquarius, all this air. Eight of Wands, a lot of passion, a lot of movement too. They like movement, they like expressing the passions they have within them. They are very passionate about life too, which, Aquarian energy is very much about helping the world evolve. We're into the age of Aquarius now, which is the old ways just don't just don't, yeah, Rose, right? And you're like, oh, busted. But it's you know, this desire to transform and help the world with new ways of looking at things because the old ways aren't going to get us where we need to go next. And they were good for when they were, but there's new ways. And I feel like this is this passion, this energy. And, if you, especially with your Venus and Aquarius, how you like to be loved and show love is in that way. You love to do that too. So you have that commonality and that draw, that passion for the world, right? You want to help, and you have a huge heart for helping humanity, you know, from a big picture too. So I really like this. I mean, there really are, you know, I just feel it's such a strong Aquarian energy. Uh, but it's let me see if there's anything else they have here for you regarding them. But I really like it. They very self-aware, very moving. Yeah. You got the Wheel of Fortune, which is major arcana number 10. You have the 10 of cups, emotion overflowing. We like that, right? So they do share their emotion with you. It's faded, of course, and the ace of wands. So new passion, new drive. And with these tens and this one coming in here, this of course by itself is endings and new beginnings, things turning, things churning. And with the 10 of cups and the one here, um, definitely is this sooner than later you're going to come across them in your life here, because the wheel is getting ready to turn. The 10 and the 1, endings and new beginnings totally represented here. So, as they say, buckle up, buttercup, here they come. So I like it for you. I feel like how you're going to meet them though is it's doing what you love. If you're involved in community projects or volunteering or helping out the world in some way, that's probably where you're going to meet them, because they're going to be out there. Not that they're like an advocate of rah, rah. They can be, but it's more working in a soup kitchen, doing things, or working in a company, or volunteering in some sort of humanity helping type of organization. So that is what they have there for you, heart sense. So I'm excited for you, and it's not as bad as it sounds. I have a dear friend of mine who's married to an Aquarius, and she just cracks up because she goes, "Yeah, every once in a while, just have to remind him that he has emotions. I just need to ask for them." And then they go in and they give me that Tupperware container, and give me the emotion. They want the Tupperware back, but they give me the emotion, And so sometimes it just needs reminding. Oh yeah, because Aquarius, we can get caught up into giving to the world, and we have everyone in the same bucket, even like close relationships. Everyone's in the bucket because everyone, is the world. And so sometimes we forget that individuals want our specific attention. So there you go. I love that for you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. All right. So I think that is all my donations currently. So we're going to scroll to the top and start with the free readings. And thank you guys so much already for all the thumbs up you've given the video. It does help spread the Zen love. And thank you for being part of the love tsunami. It's a free thing that everyone can do. And it's a little tap, and it seems small, but the YouTube algorithm loves it. Just eats them all up, and it wants to share the videos of this channel with other people. So thank you guys so much for doing that. All right. Kritikas Sayani. Apologize for murdering people's names. Hello, hello. And you'd like to know about your future connection with Anavesh. Let me move my mouse there. There we go. Anavesh. All right. Let's take a look here and see what we have going on here. All right. So they gave you here, here's 2 of cups, magician. There is this energy, awareness that's coming in here, and it feels like it's drawing. The more we focus our energy on not what we're missing, But what we do want in our life, it draws us in this direction. It feels like you're being drawn into relationship here because you also have the Two of Pentacles here of the outside world. Now you are given the Temperance card, which is it's all about it takes time. Things have to balance. Things have to unfold. And so, we take time to do that. We take time, um, you know, uh, when things are taking time like that, there's always something that we're needing to do. And the Eight of Cups is about looking into your own heart, letting go of the emotions that no longer serve. And this is the transformation, this inner transformation that you go through to get to that point. And the more you work on your inner emotions, the inner things that can be transformed within you, then that's what brings, this Ten of Pentacles in the outside world, which is the abundant feeling, which is this, fruition and this coming together in partnership with them. But I feel like it's such a involved I would say involved process, but it just feels like there's a lot that it takes to get to that point there. So they're kind of showing it as there's a possibility for it if you want to focus on that and release these old emotions that no longer serve, right? Old relationships, even people that are currently in your life. It's like there's some things that can be dropped away and moved away so that you can move forward. There's some emotions and people that are holding you down and holding you back from moving forward in that. And that's what I feel is coming through right now. So there is a possibility of a future connection. It's just are we willing to let some people go and some old emotions go? Forgiveness, I know. But forgiveness, I love where I read somewhere, and I forget where. I should try to find it because it's such a beautiful picture that, forgiveness is when we choose to no longer be a vessel of pain because of someone else's actions or words. We pour out the pain, we release the pain so that we can be a vessel of love instead. Because if we have so much pain, there's not a lot of room left for love. And it's not forgiving what happened, like the action, but we forgive the person because the person's not the action. The action is the thing that triggered us to choose pain and these things, and we can also choose to release it as well. So I feel like that is what is coming in right now, Kritika. So many blessings to you. I know it's like, oh, but it's worth it, right? If it is worth it for you. So that is what they have. Many, many blessings to you. And Dijona, you are going to be the next free reading coming up, but I do have a couple of donations. So Julia, you will be up first, and then Renee, you'll be up after that. So Julia, thank you so much for your donation. Love and light to you. And so you're moving into your own place soon and single. Can you get a message from the intentions from your Leo after you move out and get settled in? All right, let's take a look here. What else? What else from this Leo? Anything else? Okay. All righty. Let's take a look and see what we have here. Okay. So we do have the Hierophant coming in here, and the Hierophant is this, it's this draw inward, this what do I really, really want? The capital T truth of who I am, the capital T truth of what do I want in life. And I feel like the message from the Leo is, you know, this wonderful opportunity of you being out on your own. What do you really want? You're able to have this silence, have this sanctuary that you can really dive into and understand who you are and what you want. And so I like that there because you do have this Nine of Cups, which is normally like the wish fulfillment card. It's like, what is your true wish? Not what you've been told you're supposed to, need to, have to want, but what is it that you truly want? What is this wish? How is this wish defined? Because once you decide that, there is this definitely this movement forward. Because again, it's like the same message kind of being built in here a little bit too. That there's this um, you know, the devil card is the shadow. It's looking inward, rattling the cage, showing us what of our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, and those things are, in there, that we can release and we can let go, that no longer serve. And here we have the Eight of Cups, which is also, looking at the emotions that no longer serve. So there is this beautiful clarity that's coming through here, and it's like the message from the Leo is, take the time, don't rush into, anything with this beautiful opportunity for reflection, because as soon as you reach that, boom, the Knight of Wands. Here's the Leo fire energy. It's fastest moving night. Things move fast, passion moves in, but it's almost like the Leo's higher self is saying that it's an important time to really figure out what it is that you want, because as soon as it's almost like as soon as the you remove a brick, the flood, it's like a brick on a dam, the whole it floods in, and here it comes. So be ready for it. And I feel like it's almost like cutting away some anchors and weights off of your heart and your mind, so that you can be free in this movement. Um, and you can It's like if you're surfing, on a wave, you don't want anchors dragging you down, because you can't go very far before the wave keeps going and you get sucked down into the water, right? So they're showing me you're cutting away these anchors, these things that have been weighing you down in both your heart and your mind, towards what wish fulfillment is. But I feel like there is this beautiful reflection that you have, and you gain a lot of clarity. And then there's this passionate movement that comes in with it. Um, so I really like this because, Leo energy itself is very fiery, very passionate, very self reflective, and self-preserving, I guess is a good word too, where they really look at what do I want in life? And so it's like that energy of that character of a Leo, they're bringing to you going, do this because you'll so much more appreciate it if you do that first. So I like it. I do feel like there will be, um, it's like they're giving you your freedom. They want you to have your freedom. They want you to really understand what you want. And then once you really settle in your heart and mind, that's when action happens and takes place. So that is what they have for you, Julia. Hopefully that resonates for you, and many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. All right. Yep. Very good. I do see you here, Renee. So you are up next. And happy Easter to you as well. So you want to know, what does M want you to know and how it will be coming towards you? All right, let's take a look here and see what is going on with them and what do they want you to know. I want that one and that one. All right, what else? All right. And when will they be coming towards you? All right. So, what do they want you to know? I mean, I think you get this quite a bit here. Your fiery energy showing itself, right? So this is Leo energy, very fiery energy. It is bright shininess that's coming in, and the Queen of Wands, this fire, this ability to really step forward, and so it's like they're saying they recognize, your energy and your drive, and the Queen of Wands connects to spirit too, but there's like this passion that you have for life and love, and um your journey and where you want to head to, and there's just so much fire. They're like, which is not, a bad thing. They don't look at it as like, oh my gosh, they prefer you be that than someone that just, sits like a lump and has no desire, and has to be drug out to do things and have excitement about life and a spark of life, right? So they definitely prefer that over it, but sometimes I feel like they're like, sometimes I feel like I would get burned up, like, you know, um, something getting too close to the sun. Psst, and I feel like, with the 6 of Pentacles here, um, there's this, awareness, and it kind of fits into that too, where um, they don't know if they could keep up with your not necessarily your pace, but your pace of giving and what you're able to give and how much you want to give. I feel like, it's someone who goes, "Hey, you want to go for a jog?" And they're like, "Sure." And but you sprint. Their jog is like, "I just want to kind of jog and go along." But you're like, "Yeah, let's go." Psh, and you're like, "So," and you're talking to them and you look over and you're like, "Where are they?" And they're like way back there. That's way how they feel. I feel like with the giving is that you want to give so much, and they don't, on one side they feel like they can't give as much, but also there might be some overgiving tendencies left over from your earlier childhood. It's usually like 7 years old and younger, when we gain this rate of emotional exchange, where it's usually parents are usually the primary suspect because they're so busy trying to live, trying to have food on the table, a roof over their heads, making sure all the children are taken care of, all their other relationships, blah blah blah, that we as children have to like do so much to get so little attention, right? And we don't know any better as children. We just like, okay, this is the appropriate rate of exchange, 1 to 1,000. I have to give them 1,000 love coins, and I get 1 back, and that just kind of settles into our subconscious and impacts our schooling, our job, our relationships of all kinds. And even though we may wanna be getting, it's like, "Yeah, no, I wanna receive from everyone." Well, down under the subconscious, where 90% of our brain is going on, and our soul and inner child and everyone else is down there, they're going, "Nope, nope, we're not allowing." We're having this force field of receiving, and so even though our consciousness is going, "No, I want everyone to give to me," our subconscious is going, "Mm-mm-mm," and it's not allowing it, right? So, how we can maybe transform that a little bit too, all we do is bring it from our subconscious into our conscious and go, who was it that I felt I had to overgive to get a little bit back in my earlier childhood? Again, our emotional body is usually 7 years old and younger. We're like, ah, I know who it is. And just bringing it to our consciousness allows us to go in and edit that rate of exchange. And we just edit and we delete those zeros and get it down to 1 and save. And then that goes back down into the subconscious. And then those barriers are dropped, which allow people to give to us and feel like they can keep up with us, right? So I feel like that is what they want you to know right now is, they want to be able to keep up. They want to be able to do this, but they have this fear that they won't be able to give you what you need or keep up with you. Um, how will he be coming towards you? You know, here is this, the 9 of Cups is the wish fulfillment card, right? This is what I want to be emotionally fulfilled. Well, the 4 of Swords is about peace of mind, but it's about cutting away expectations. And it's kind of reevaluating what you feel you need to be emotionally full. The 9 of Cups is the hermit's journey, which takes you inward to find what you're looking for, which allows you to release and put, to rest a lot of the expectations of who someone needs to be, has to be, should be, blah, 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 in order for you to feel this, because you can find this within you. And then once you do that, that allows them, again, it allows that barrier to drop, because when you realize that all the stuff you're looking for is in here, it does transform the outer world and your subconscious world, right? Because you don't need them to give anymore. And so it changes. So what I'm trying to say is, like, when we're expecting them to give us this, which we can only find in here, and they can only give us this, they feel they fall short. But once we find that we have everything we need inside of us, we don't expect them or need them to give anything. And then whatever they give is above and beyond an extra, which then also that energy goes to them of like, what I give is above and beyond. It's not falling short. So they want to give because they don't feel like it's like given a present that, if someone has a high taste in things and we go give them, what are a little Pez dispenser, that little candy, here, I got you a Pez dispenser. They feel like, oh, this is a crappy gift. I'm not going to give them, I can't give them anything because, they need this, they want this, and I can only give this. So I don't want to give them anything because it just feels too little, if that makes sense. So once I feel like you find that on the inside, that's what changes things on the outside between you two. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they have for you, Renee. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate that. All right. So we will move back into line for the free readings. And we had left off with a Dijona, and you want to know what's coming in. So let's take a look here. Let's see what is coming in here for you. All right. Well, it looks like here there's this invitation here with the Page of Swords. I feel like this is new communication coming in, inviting you to a celebration of some kind. And I feel like this helps you develop your tribe. It's your soul tribe. It's a small group of individuals that are more in alignment with your desires, your purpose, what you enjoy in life. And I feel like there's been, I don't know if it necessarily feel like you've been feeling like you've been ostracized or in solitary confinement, but I feel like it might even be like you're around people, but you still feel alone. You know how that is, where you can be in a crowded room and still feel like you're invisible, or that you just don't relate. You feel like um, the black sheep or the odd one out. And this is an invitation to a get together, communication, inviting you. And you're going to find individuals that are like, you're just like, oh my gosh, we're like triplets separated at birth, almost kind of feel to it. And I like this for you because there is this, change that comes in with all of this, and I do like that for you. A beautiful, beautiful change that's coming in. I do apologize. I just want to check here. My phone's blowing up. I want to make sure there's not something urgent happening here. Okay, nope. Sometimes, if my sound goes away or something like that, I just want to make sure, but we're all good. It was nothing related. But that's what they have for you, DeJonas. So many, many blessings to you. I'm excited for this little group that you're going to have where you just feel like you belong. And I like that. All right, Spiritual Gifts Diva, you are up next. You are very welcome. All right. So, Anil or Rishi, who's compatible with you for long-term future? All right, we'll pull two cards to see what Spirit has to say. The first one will be for Anil, and then the second one will be for Rishi. Well, so Anil is this the full card is a new adventure free of expectations. This wonderful, it's the first card in the major arcana, right? So a new beginning, a new transformational type of thing. A very good card. But Rishi is the last card in the major arcana, which is the world, which is also victory, ending of old cycles, new beginnings. And it's like Spirit is saying, both of them are compatible for you for a long-term future. Um, I feel though with Rishi, this is like old ways of doing things, is kind of where we're at with that, and where Anil would be a new type of adventure. I feel like this with Rishi, maybe there's a lot of same upbringing, same type of maybe belief systems, and just a lot of traditions, a lot of the same stuff. Where like Anil feels like unknown, different, comes from different background or different way of believing, or just feels very different. I feel like Rishi might feel familiar in a lot of ways, because of it's like, okay, they understand this, where this would be an adventure with Anil of going, I'm going to discover a whole new way of living that I'm not used to. And so I feel like that, but both of them will bring you different types of futures. But so there's no right or wrong with these. I feel both of them are soul mates, which soulmates aren't necessarily our soul partner, but the question was who's more compatible, right? So we can ask, who is for your highest experience, though, right? Is that what we're wanting to know? So Anil will ask that, maybe. So this will be, are they for your highest experience? And Rishi, are they for your highest experience? Long term, right? You got fours for both of them. So with Anil, Four of Cups, they would show you a different type of love than you've had before. The Four of Cups is, realizing the Three Cups, the love you've had before didn't quite fill you up, but they'll show you a different type of love for life. And Rishi is Four of Wands, which is a different type of passion, a different type of life, and it's the marriage card too, right? So it's a both of them bring you a solid foundation, emotional stability. The other one brings you energetic stability. So it just feels different types of energies, and so there is no right or wrong in the choices. They're just showing you the different types of energies that would come with each, and you'll know which one resonates more with what you want to experience, right? So that's what they have for you, spiritual gifts, Diva. Very interesting. So much similarities, but differences between them too, which I like for you. So enjoy that. Many blessings to you. All right. Luna Ray, you want to know, is Terry almost ready for reunion? Let's take a look here. Anything else? Okay, thank you. With these two cards here, not quite yet, but they still have the Five of Cups, where they're still in the maze of their emotions, still looking and focusing on some old pain and suffering from the past. So I really feel like they're in the process. The five is a number of change, but I feel like they are still, focused on that there. And with the Judgment card here, this is their higher self calling their human self to a higher place, which is, usually it's like drawing inward and upward. So I feel like they're still in this inner journey of emotion. Um, they're, the disappointments of the outside world, and they're in this inner, heart maze that's going on, trying to figure things out, feeling lost at sometimes, and but their higher self is with them there, their spiritual posse team, going through this kind of heart surgery that they need to be alone there. So I don't feel like it's like they're suddenly going to turn a corner and go, oh, there's the exit. I feel like they're really deep, deep into there still. So it's going to be a while. I know. But that's what's happening, Luna Ray. So all you can do to help them in the process is send love to their higher self, and they'll use that love energy to help them in their journey. But they have to do this on their own. It's an internal journey. So that is what they have, Luna. Much love to you. Hang in there. All right. Maju, you are up next. You want to know, how does Aquarius find you today? Let's take a look here and see what is their impression of you today. All right. Well, today they see you as someone that's just really, this is newness. The one of the magician and the page is newness of emotion. They really see you as someone that is wanting to exert your energy, move forward. I feel like you're expressing your emotion, or you're expressing your passion to the world. The Ace of Wands, I feel like you are really focusing on what you want to bring in, and that you're a little fiery almost as well. But I like this. It's like it's almost like there's this brightness, the smiling that's going on, seeing love in the eyes, and this beautiful expression of your power from within. That's it almost feels like they see you as very confident in the moment, and just very bright and positive attitude, focusing on what you want in life, not focusing on what you don't want. It's like this, it's almost like they see with a renewed spark, a little bit of a fire in your step, and it's like someone singing, whistling, when they're just like so happy. They just kind of feel you and see you in that way right now. So I like that for you. And that's their perception of you anyway. So um, that is what they want you to know right now, Manju. So many blessings for you. All right. And Star Girl, you're the next free reading coming up here. You're very welcome, Luna. Bunny rabbits. So, Star Girl, you want to know who is coming with a love offer soon? Let's take a look here. All right. Take a quick sip here of my coffee while it's still warm. All right. Well, I feel like here, no, don't worry, the devil's not coming for you. With both of these, though, this is that there's not a love offer coming real soon, because the Three of Pentacles represents you being true to your authentic self. And the Devil card, our shadow, is who shows us, rattles our cage, shows us what kind of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets we have that we've been given all our lives, that may have been making us feel trapped and restricted, and things that are holding us back. The Three of Pentacles has that type of energy with it too, because the Three of Pentacles encourages us, don't be drawn off your authentic path by the fear of punishment for not living up to what people think you should do, must do, have to do, or the fear of losing people's praise and support because you're not doing what they want you to do, have to do, must do. So all those thoughts, all those, the traps, the chains around our neck that are holding us back are all self-imposed. People gave us the chains and go, put this around your neck, and you're like, they can't put it around our neck, but we're like, okay, and we put it around our neck. But it's not like it's very loose, we can just take it right back off. And that's what I feel is this period of time going on right now, is that you are cutting away regarding relationship, really figuring out what it is that you are wanting and not wanting. And there, when we have our lower vibrational energy that has us caged, we draw in things equal to that energy. And I feel like there's like this stop that's done, things will slow down so that you can cut away these things and raise your love vibration to something more in alignment with what your higher heart wants, not what everyone else has told you you're supposed to want. And this clears things up. It clears the pathway. Then as you're raising your love vibration, that's what draws something new in. And that's when spirit speeds things back up for you, because then it's like, okay, you're at this higher vibration of love, then this will be drawn in. Right now, everything's like moving really, really slow. I mean, because your vibration's down here. It's like really, really moving slow. And you're like, okay, they're going to move your love vibration up. And it's like this starts drifting away because it's not a match anymore. It actually, you start repelling the old relationships you would draw in, which were like, hallelujah. And then, it speeds up and this comes to you faster. So that is what they have right now here for you, Star Girls. So I know. Patience. But the more and faster and deeper you work on your self-love and raise that love vibration, the faster it happens. So you're not at the whim of the outside world. The more you do that, the faster it comes to. So many, many blessings to you, Star Girl. Hang in there. Much love to you. All right. All right. Let's see. Here we are. All right. So I left off with Rose with the pink flower picture. So, Rose, you want to know the outcome with Pisces? Will he approach with clarity? That's a great question. So, let's take a look here. All right. What else? Yeah, clarity. I don't know. So, we have the Two of Wands, which the Two of Wands has to do with where we're investing our energy, right? It's like well, it could go either way. And I know you're wanting clarity right now because um, that's what the heart needs a decision. The heart needs to know what's going on, right? But I know, and remember, I'm just the messenger. It's your posse, it's your soul that's having you not know right now, because it's important for you not to know right now. Because in the not knowing, you get to look at, what are my fears of the outcomes that you're fearing, because we want to know the outcome, because we fear there's going to be an outcome that isn't what we want. And part of the process of humanity is for us to really sit in the not knowing and see what we see. And if we fear the unknown, okay, what am I afraid of what will happen? And why do I fear that? And what do I fear it means about me? What do I fear the future will hold if this doesn't happen? And we start to bring things from the subconscious up into our conscious, and we realize, okay, I see, we're told so much, right? That, if they don't choose me, it means I'm worthless. Or if they don't choose me, it means I've done something wrong, and people are going to find out, and people are going to think I'm unlovable, and I'm going to end up being thrown out of town and die on the edge of the town, alone, hungry, and starving, and get eaten by wolves. When we really bring up these beliefs we have, sometimes they start to sound silly like that, where we start to have the ahas, and we start to have the awareness around things. And I feel like this is what is happening, Rose, because we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing yourself. And it's like you're having this understanding of your worth and yourself through this unknowingness right now, the 10 of cups, finding out where would I find emotional fulfillment is, what is this that I'm searching for? What definitions and rules do I have around feeling emotionally full and complete? And they have the 6 of pentacles too, which I talk about quite a bit in our reading. That comes up quite a bit because, this is spirit's way of showing us that, some of the things we look at around giving and receiving love, our worthiness of love, comes so far early in our childhood that we don't realize it, you know. I think our society is just so built this way these days because it's so hustle bustle and there's so much activity that, when we're younger children, when our emotional body's being created 7 years old and younger, that uh, our parents are so busy, or our grandparents, or someone in our life when we're in that age, that we had to do so much to get attention, to get little back. So I call it the love exchange rate, where I have to give 100 love coins or 1,000 love coins to get one love coin back. And we as children don't know any better. We're like, that sound all right. That must be the going rate. And it just sinks down into that subconscious, and that controls how we approach love and work and school and everything else in our life, that I have to overgive to deserve to get a little back. And even though in our conscious minds we're going, no, 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 I want equal love, it's saying that, but down underneath the subconscious, which is ruling everything, 90% of our lives is in the subconscious, subterranean world. Our subconscious putting out this force field going, nope, you can't give to me, even though I might be saying, I want you to give to me. This energy is impacting their subconscious. They may not even be aware of it because it's impacting them on that subterranean level. Is like, I want to give to you, but somehow I don't, I can't. It's like I'm trying to get to you, but there's this shield that's there. And so I feel like what's happening now with this unknown and the fears is it's bringing things up so that you can transform them and we can release the fears. And then these force fields come down, which allow the giving and being able to receive love come in a different way. That's pretty deep, Rose, but that is what they have for you right now. So hang in there, enjoy the unknown. Woohoo! Many blessings to you and much love to you. Hang in there. Been there, been there. I know it's fun, but it's beautiful on the other side of it. So that's what they have there. All right, Anya Ahuya, happy Easter to you. You want to know what will happen for you on April 12th? All right, let's take a look here and see. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. Well, it looks like here you have this connection with your higher self that allows you to have a taste of the love from above. Because here's your human self, this is your higher self, and this is the Ace of Cups. And they offer this to you so you become this chalice where you open up and allow the love from above to come down and fill you up and overflow out. So this can mean that you have something happening on April 12th that's disappointing in the outside world, where, because that's the journey of our human side here, is that it's told, my stomach is growling, I'm so sorry, but that's so perfect for what I'm about to say, because we come down here, our human is hungry, and it's told it's going to find out there what will fill it up. and and so um it's just funny. My stomach was growling so loud. Hopefully, you guys didn't have to hear that. But there's like, relationships and situations and things, and we eat of those things. And I joke it's like American Chinese food, where you eat it and you're hungry an hour later, and you're just like, "What? Why am I hungry?" Just like our human self eventually becomes so hungry, it's hangry, it's hungry, angry, and that's when this connection happens with our higher self, because it knows, okay, now you're ready to feel this love from above, that which does fill you up, which does make you feel full and whole and complete. because our higher self knows what we're truly hungering for is the unconditional love from above. And it is very convenient that our higher self is a powerful, supernatural, eternal being that's made of unconditional love, and it hugs it and it gives it the love that it's looking for. And then it transforms how you see everything in the outside world. So I feel like April 12th with this message is that it's like a spiritual epiphany. It's something that you know up here that drops into your heart, and you're like, wow, but it's because outside things are just disappointing. They're not fulfilling. And maybe you're getting something that you thought was supposed to make you feel wow. And you get it and you're like, oh, well, where's this feeling at that I'm supposed to have? And it makes you turn inward. So if hopefully that makes sense for you, Anya, but that's what they have for you. So many blessings. Hang in there. All right. Cheery. You are up next. So, you want to know the bad sides of you that you need to change or anything that you need to learn? Absolutely. So, the wonderful thing, and I'm glad that you mentioned it and you approached it this way because Spirit loves to share with all of us. So, this is whoever is listening to that there is no bad or good on the spiritual side. We're taught that in humanity. They're reminding me of in the Christian Bible, the Garden of Eden starts off, and they're saying, the Creator says they're in paradise, they're in a place of unconditional love, and they just said, whatever you do, don't eat of that tree of the fruit of good and evil. That's the judgment tree. It's the you know um, fear tree is really what it is. And we're taught that, like, oh, there's something, these fears of I can be bad, I can be or good, it's praise and punishment, that I have to be a certain person a certain way. And that's our human experience, is to experience these fears of losing conditional love, that I can have a bad side, that there are things that I have to change, need to change, must change in order to be lovable and acceptable. And there's this freedom that comes in connecting to the unconditional eternal love of the creator that we find inside of us. We realize, oh, all that is made up. It's like attending an art class that there's no grade in it, but everyone starts spreading a rumor in class there's actually a grade. So you better do this. And it's a class that was come to express yourself in whatever way you want to do it, painting or pottery or woodwork or metalwork or however you want to do it. In interpretive dance, this is an arts class. So come to express yourself. But then people start saying it's not really a class without a grade. They're going to grade you. And actually they want you to do painting, not anything else. And people are like, what? But I want to do interpretive that. No, you have to do painting. I suck at painting. Oh, well, you got to do it because that's what they want. And then the art teacher comes around and goes, what's going on? You guys seem to be in a deep discussion, the art teacher being the creator. And the creator goes, art teacher goes, no, there's no grading in this class. And no, you guys get to do whatever you want. Where'd you hear that? Well, we heard it going around the room. They're like, no, it's not. This is what it is. And there's this freedom. I can express myself how I want to now. I feel like that's the kind of the big message they want you to know right now, is that there is nothing that you have to, need to. There's no bad side of you. There's just, when we get sucked into fear, we have those experiences of fear. When we choose unconditional love, we have a different experience of unconditional love. So we're going to adjust your question a little bit from your spirit team. They're saying how you can approach this question is, what can I do to make it easier to choose unconditional love and to have a more peaceful, loving, joyful experience, right? So let's take a look here and see what they have to say. Yep. So we've got the basically the justice card, and this is the scales, but this Ace of Swords is about connecting to the unconditional love up above, the capital T truths. It allows us to cut away the small T truths, the lies, right? That there's a judgment, that there's a grade in class, that you're supposed to do it this way, you have to, must, and blah blah blah. They're like, no, it's all about expression, and there's this freedom that comes in and cutting away, realizing that there is the two sides of us living this human experience. And we're taught all these rules growing up around, opinion, which is passing around the classroom. And that we're taking it on as well. That must be true. So many people are saying it. It must be true. But then we're like, well, you know, we have a teacher teaching class. I'm going to go ask them. And we go up to them and they're like, who's playing jokes on you? That's not true. There is no grade, you know. Go be you, do what you want to do. I'm excited to see how you're going to express it. So it's cutting away these fears of a grade, these fears of losing conditional love, these fears of rejection, realizing the freedom that's there, because you do have this balancing of energy that's coming in here. This is like a joy and celebration card. And I feel like they're, with the four, it's about realizing that whatever you focus on is what grows and expands, right? So when I focus on the fears of failing and all those other things, that grows and that expands. But when we focus on the unconditional love and joy and gratitude for what is, we basically have the joy in the sun, beautiful, abundance, light shining in every area of our life, and it feels very differently than dun, 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 the dark side of the scale, right? So that's what we can learn, is the difference that there's two sides of us living this human experience. And if you haven't checked out, I last year, Spirit had me do a free YouTube series called You Times Two, which is all about getting to know the two of us that are living this human experience, the human character and the actor behind the character, that powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love that you are. So if you want to check that out, just it's in my playlists on my main page. It's kind of like, I think, the third or fourth one down, which is about video series that I have out there. So if that resonates, that's what you can look at. It's like understanding this higher world of who we really are allows us to see how silly all these rules are, opinions that everyone has, in class about there's a grade. And they're like, no, when I signed up for it, it said in big bolds, this is a non-graded class. I know I have it right here, but people will still try to insist that there's judgment, right? So that's what they have for you, Cheery. Thank you for asking that question, and many blessings to you. And Shruti, you'll be the next free reading coming up, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Natalia. And you want to know, will you meet someone new in love? Soon, soon. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you. All right. Cards are flying. Let me make sure I don't click on anything there. There we go. All right. So you have 1 and 3 and 1. Let's see what we got here. All right. Well, that is soon. All right. Well, yeah, you will. So you have the 8 of Wands, which is Wands is our drive, our passion, inspiration, energy, but it's fast moving. Energy, 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 energy. I'm like, okay, wow. Something is coming to you fast here. Um, Also, on the other end, you have the Chariot card, which is fast movement, victory, power of choice, kind of energy that comes in here. So the bookends on both is about movement and a lot of stuff. I know, right? It's like boom. And in addition to that, you you also have more fire, more wands, 10 of wands, queen of wands. So a lot of passion, a lot headed your way here. So definitely there's a lot of you know love energy, passionate energy that is headed your way here. I like here that in the middle, you because in the middle you have the 10 of wands, but then you have the queen of wands and the moon. Queen of wands, she rolls over fire, but she's also has a second portion. All the queens get a second portion of water. Here's water, right? Which usually she has a black cat, which represents her connection to the spirit world. Trust in your gut, trust in your instinct. The moon also very much connection to the upper world and your emotional energy. So I feel like that this is saying with this love that's coming in, be trust your gut and trust your instinct. Cause I almost feel like you have with this power of choice, I feel like there's like two people that come in and you're like, well, it goes from none to two. What the heck, right? Why can't I have one at a time? Why do I have to choose? It's like being offered two desserts. It's like, can I just have one dessert today and one dessert tomorrow? And it's like, nope, you have to choose. And but to trust your gut and trust your instinct, trust your intuition, because it's true, it's right on the money. And so though one might look really good on paper, um, and everyone is saying, "Oh my gosh, they're the best thing ever," blah blah blah, um, and then the other one, people don't know much about. There's like unknowns and mysteries, but in your gut, you're like, "But they're the one that I'm drawn to." And for some reason, want to repel this one, repel that one, and choose that one. Trust your gut, trust your intuition, because this is coming in very fast. And so just take a deep breath, step back, center yourself, and look into that and going, okay, this is the one that I want. To go on a date with or meet or that. So I like it for you, Natalia. Definitely trust the gut, not what everyone else is saying. Trust you. So I like it. All right. Many blessings to you. I'm excited for you. Let's see who comes in. So many blessings and thank you again for your donation. All right, Shruti, you are up next. So hello, hello. A message from your future person. All right. So from the future, what are they wanting you to know? Don't take that trip. I know, wouldn't that be crazy if it came through? Like something so specific of whatever you do, don't go down that street on that day. Whoa, my gosh. But they are all right, let's see what we have here. All right. Well, you do have the messages here. I mean, here is I feel it's like from their higher self, because the King of Wands is wands is our energy, but it's our spiritual energy, and the king's the highest. So I feel like it's from their higher self. And they're saying here, hermit journey, it's important for you to kind of step back, take some time to you for you, and look at what it means to be your authentic self. They even encourage you connecting to your higher self while you're in this hermit mode, allows you, that's who's in this bright light that's guiding you on your path. There, the Three of Pentacles does tell us about, we can get off of our regular route of life, our authentic path of who we are, by the fear of praise and losing praise, and the fear of punishment, like we are as children. We're guided like, oh, I want to be an astronaut. No, you can't be an astronaut. You need to be this, blah, 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 blah. And we're like, but I want to be, no, and we're like, okay, I'm not being my authentic self because I'm doing what everyone else has been wanting me to do. But this is like they're saying, Step back, look at what do you really want in life, and you become you, because that's where you meet them. They're like, if you continue on the path where everyone's telling you to go, we miss each other. But with you getting online with your authentic path, with who you want to be, that's where you guys meet. Otherwise, you never meet. So some of this has to do with the Eight of Cups too, which is leaving behind emotion that no longer serves you, like some of those fears. But I feel like it's also about leaving behind some relationships that no longer serve you, and being willing to, sometimes if someone's pressuring you, like, this is who you have to be, or I don't want to talk to you, you're like, bye bye. I'm gonna go be myself because I live my life. You don't live my life. You live your life, I live mine. And if you can't accept that I want to go this direction, then you're going to miss out on the amazing me, the amazing authentic me. And so I like this for you, Shriti. It's the message from your future person saying, be you, because that's who I fall in love with. And that's how I find you, not by you trying to be who you think everyone else wants you to be. So there we have it. Many, many blessings to you. All right. Princess Pinky, you'll be the next free reading coming up, but I do have a donation. Rose with the R. Um, is there a new beginning for George and you? Thank you for your donation. So let's take a look here. Is there a new beginning for George and you? Oh, okay. Okay, anything else? Cards are a flying. Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You got three threes. So, I'm going to put these in order here so I can show you. So, um, I don't see a new beginning for you two, and it looks great for you. I know, it's still raw, and it still feels, like we have love for them and we wish that they could be the one, but I feel like there's a third party involved in the life there. And so I don't feel like you guys are going to have a new beginning, but I feel like you are going to have a new beginning, because you have the Three of Wands, which is about a change of direction that you are choosing. You're moving in a different direction. And then you have the third three, which is the Empress, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, you choosing for you, but it's a new birth. It's a new sensuality. It's a new movement in a new direction, because you have the Sun here, which does show me that this new journey you're on is full of abundance, full of fire and passion and abundance, where it just feels overflowing, so much brighter, than what you've had before. Very much a Leo energy of stepping forward, of being seen, being appreciated. And I really like that for you, because you also have the Queen of Hearts, um, the Queen of Cups. She rolls over emotion, but she's also given a second portion of water of emotion. And this allows you to really step into your heart. And I feel like this card allows you, it's showing you that, through all this rebirth and where you end up going, you're able to express your love in your heart. Whereas before, I feel like there's like this you have to r suppress emotion, you have to walk on eggshells, like with George, that, I feel like George, what I'm feeling inside is showing these pictures of someone going, "You're so emotional. Oh my god, rah, 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 rah," right? And you're like, "Well, you're the emotional one." But you wanna be able to express your love and express who you are, and even express your spiritual gifts, like you have great connection to spirit with that, with the Queen of Cups too, and that you want to be able to express that side of you, and you will be able to be you with this other individual. Um, Soon, yeah, I mean, especially with these 3 threes coming in here, I feel like, this is they really were bringing the the message home of, like, yeah, this is, no reconciliation here. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles, but I feel really it's more tick tock, tick tock, it's time. It's like, yeah, it's happening soon with the clock here, because it's not, you know, it's like it's about to go this way, but it's just about to go whoosh into the other. So it's happening um, very soon. I'd say, but with the 6, I really feel too, it's between now and June that it will be happening. So I don't feel like there's a new start, or like a with them. I feel like the relationship has brought what it has needed to, but there's this much brighter relationship that you head off to. And I really like it for you. I mean, it just feels like, not that they were necessarily abusive, but maybe emotionally abusive. Like you just felt like you couldn't be you, like you like walking on eggshells. Like at any moment, I'm going to do something. I got to walk very lightly, very softly, or and you're just like, don't want to wake the sleeping baby, But I like it for you, Rose. So hang in there. Much love to you. Many blessings. And again, thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. So we left off with Princess Pinky for the free readings, and you wanted to know about your professional life of your future spouse. Whoa, and his hobbies and whatever else they'll tell you. Well, let's find out here. Let's find out what one thing is here. All right. Evidently, they have a lot of energy. So let's take a look here. So that's the professional life. Anything about hobbies or anything else? They're like, they have no hobbies. They have no else. They just work. No, they don't. All right. So, professional life, Emperor. So they are in a place of authority, of power, management, CEO, um, you know, or they own their own business, but they're definitely in a position of authority over individuals because of their decision making, their stability. Very Aries energy. They very energetic, give a lot of guidance, so they're really looked up to, very stable in it. So they're not a dictator, they're a loved emperor, is the message that comes through, which means that people enjoy working for them because they're not like out just for themselves. They are for everyone. They want everyone to be successful. They want everyone to, move forward. And so, very, very uh, wonderful energy with that. So I like that. Hobbies, we got the 9 of Cups, which is like emotional wish fulfillment. And I feel like what that means is that um, a hobby that you love doing is also something they love doing. So if it's bird watching, I don't know why they're saying bird watching, they like bird watching. Or if it's pottery, creating clay or painting or whatever, a hobby, something that is one of your passions is something that theirs is too. And that's actually where you guys meet, is doing something that you love. And because it's something that they also love, because I don't feel like you run in the same circles except for that. And that's how you meet. And you're just like, I don't think I ever would have come across them, um, because I feel like if you live on different parts of town and run in, like you said, different social circles and different circles and stuff. but because you meet at this place to do this hobby, that's where you meet, and it's just like, it's just there's this immediate spark that happens to where even like they're like, "You wanna get some coffee?" Or "You wanna, where you do you do these often?" I mean, there's like immediate interest. So I like that for you, Princess Pinky. So do what you love, right? That's what I'm hearing. Do what you love because that's something that one of the things is something they love too. So I like it. All right. So many blessings to you. Mira, you're up next. why, why am I drawn to him? All right. Let's take a look here. See what does spirit have for you? All right. So the 10 of Pentacles, you have the 10 of Pentacles here, you have the Ace of Swords, and you have the 3 of Wands. So all of these combined together for me are that they're so different. They're so against the expectations. They're just the energy of this almost feels like I like them because it's so unexpected. It's almost like um if well, like they're showing me like movies where the parents are Jewish and they you must have a Jewish boyfriend, and they date a Catholic, or they're like, you must find, it must be someone of our nationality, and they intentionally they're drawn to foreigners. It just feels like it's a rebellious type of energy inside of I don't want the norm, what I've been told. I want what I want. And it's almost like a rebellious type of energy. You may not even be attracted to them. It's just because it's almost like if people say, no, you shouldn't. And they're like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. It's like telling a little kid, whatever you do, don't look in that closet. What? They didn't weren't even interested in the closet until you said, don't look in it. Now they want to look in it. And I almost feel like this is a draw. It's like, not that you're trying to prove a point, consciously. I almost feel like maybe it's a subconscious thing that there's this rebel inside of you that was like, this would be someone that my parents would just, poop a brick over because uh it's totally who they would not want me to be with. And you're like, why am I attracted to him? Because your soul is wanting to rebel against the you know rules. It wants you to be free to love who you want, and I feel like that's what's coming in. So that hopefully that resonates, Mira, but I that's what's coming through. So many blessings for you. All right, Lisa Sakar, you are up next. So what does the universe want you to know? All right, let's take a look here. What does this universe want you to know right now? All right, we have two Pentacles cards. So this does have to do with the outside world. And right now, they're just saying that there's this opportunity for balance, and take a deep breath and slow down. The Seven of Pentacles is about, the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So allow things to unfold, allow things to step through. Two of Pentacles is a balancing energy. Look at the mirrors that you're seeing around you in your life, because it is this mirrored effect. Among balance, it's also about just um, less activity and more being and watching. I feel is what the universe is bringing in on these is just, it's like going to a coffee shop and just having a coffee. Pretend you're reading a book and just watching people, listening to people, and just taking it in. What am I seeing um, of myself and others? When I look at someone and I'm picking up something, how does that apply to me? And it's about not judging other people. It's just being aware of what bubbles up and what do I think I'm seeing in others, even complete strangers, right? That you're just like, okay, how is that in me? And there's this beautiful reflection time, the sitting still, being still, and a lot of reflection time. And I feel like that's what they're wanting you to do is, like it says, less activity and more watching, if that makes sense. So that's what they have for you right now, Lisa. So many blessings to you. We'll continue moving down the list. And we are to Anjushri. And you want to know, who are you subconsciously manifesting in your life? Ooh, what a question, right? Let's take a look here and see, what does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. I laugh because you're talking about manifesting and you have the magician. So there is manifesting energy, letting you know every moment you are focusing your energy somewhere. And it's like the Five of Swords is the conflicting energy of the mind, the thoughts, the beliefs, the mindsets. And I feel like there is battling um, manifestation going on. I feel like there's a variety of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are below in the subconscious. And it's like there's multiple different types of individuals that are being drawn in because we've got a variety of subconscious beliefs of who I'm supposed to be with, um, you know, and I feel like there's different opinions that have been given to you throughout your life from different sources on who and when, and more of the who because you're wanting to know the who. It's like this, like um, mom said this, dad said this, grandma said this, aunt and uncle said this, friends say this, the movies and books say this. And there's all these different characters that are bouncing around in the subconscious, and they're all like, we're bouncing around to all these different characters that are bringing it in. And I like it. The magician card coming in here is like, but you are not at the whim of your subconscious. Your subconscious, see all the little candles, the brightness up here. Your subconscious, when it's on autopilot, is running things. But our conscious mind feeds to our subconscious. And there's so many different ways that we can talk to our subconscious. But whatever, if you, it sounds like you might know, because you're asking about subconscious mind, different ways to talk to it and go, okay, this, we're going to clear up, we're going to, clear away these thoughts and these beliefs. We're going to get rid of things that I don't want. You're getting in tune with your heart, with what you're wanting, and you're going to be clearing those away, right? And so you can influence your subconscious by what are you focusing on consciously, and even talking specifically to your subconscious. I've been reading some books lately that talk about it, where we even, especially when you're in a relaxed state and you're drowsy, that's when your mind is at rest and your subconscious is hearing directly, and like, okay, subconscious, we're letting go of the desire for this type of person, the desire for this type of person. This is who I want. We're focusing my energy on this. And so you're influencing your subconscious and replacing it, right? So I like it for you, but very empowering energy there for you, Andrew Shri. So that's what they have for you right now. Many blessings to you. All right. So up next, we've got Ms. Draw, and you want messages from your forever person. Sure. So Ms. Draw, messages from your forever person. Let's take a look here and see what we have coming in. So you do have both the Tower card and the Queen of Wands card, and I like this. They're really bringing some dropping some wisdom on you here because the Tower card tells us, things burn down in our life, right? Things are removed out of our life, out of our path, but it's removed for us. And that's the big piece they want you to know is everything in your life unfolds for you. We can move from a place of that things happen to us because that's our human victim mode that we're taught to go into, right? When something doesn't unfold the way we've been told it's supposed to, it's like, oh, life is happening to me. Why am I being punished, right? That's what we're kind of taught, all of us. But there's this beautiful movement with the Tower card that tells us that everything unfolds for us. Things are removed out of our life to make space for something new to come in and to clear our path so we could head into a direction that we are more that is more aligned with our higher heart. And we have here the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is the fiery energy. She rules over fire. She has her Ace of Wands where she focuses and can super direct her energy to go places. She also connects to the spirit world because she also, in addition to ruling over fire, is given a second portion of water. All the queens are. So it's this wonderful connection to the spirit world while able also to move forward. So it's like trust that the spirit realm is moving things out of our way on purpose for a purpose to make space for you to move forward and to go the directions that you want. And I kind of feel like they're saying don't resist the changes because the changes and the things being removed out of your life open up your past so that you can move forward in the direction where you meet them. And so they're like, don't resist it. It's happening so we can meet. So allow the changes at work or the changes in life, people leaving, people passing, whatever the changes are, moving to a different location, go with that flow and trust the universe. Trust that instinct that you have, that gut instinct that you have inside. Allow yourself to step forward and don't hold back. Move forward, move forward. So I like that for you, Ms. Draw. So many blessings for you. And we'll continue moving down the free list here. And we are to Kavita Soroha. So you want to know Akash's current feelings for Ritu. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. Well, we've got a little bit of passion going on here. We got a little bit of balanced heart and mind as well. So there is this, it feels like there is this, connection between them. Um, but it feels hesitant. It feels like there's a block in front of this. It's like they feel this, passion, there's this attraction, in their heart there's feelings that are there, but their mind, I feel, with the balancing, is balancing it out enough where they just feel like they're making a decision purposely not to act on these things. Their mind is saying no, we do not want to act on this. I don't know why, and they just don't. Um, and which shows very a lot of maturity because even if we it's like if you're in love with someone and dating someone, it doesn't mean that you're not attracted to other people. We always are. It's just natural. We're like, whoa, who's that? It doesn't mean that I want to go leave someone for them. Also, if we hang around people, we start to have emotional feelings for people, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to leave someone I love because I have some different type of love feelings for someone else, if that makes sense. So I feel like they are in this balanced place of maturity that they're just like, I'm allowing my feelings to be what they are and my attraction to be what they are. But they're very disciplined, I feel like, with their mind that they're like, no, um, this is not what I want to act on right now. And I'm okay with that, kind of feeling. So that's what's coming through, Kavita. So hopefully that makes sense, but that's what's coming through in the cards for me right now. All right. Many, many blessings to you. Hey, intuitive enlightenment. Welcome, welcome. All right. And Kita, more. You'd like some general guidance from angels. Let's take a look here and see what they have for you now. Sorry, my nose. Oh, itchy. All right. What does an itchy nose mean? I know itchy paw means money, right? What does itchy nose mean? Spring is here. That's what it means. All right. Guidance from your angels. All right, let me just recharge these real quick. Okay. So, general guidance from your angels for Ankita, right? There we go. What else? All right. Well, you've got two major arcana coming in here with the devil card and the world card. And so, this is a significant change that's coming up here. I feel like your angels want you to know that, the rattling of your cage, changes that have been happening in your life, the stuff that's been kind of been brought to your face, like you're like, oh my gosh, it's just very obvious. Same situations where you're like, okay, what are you trying to tell me, right? An example of it is like it was last year. In a matter of 5 days, I had five people tell me like, my mom told me that her neighbor passed away. I had another friend that their husband passed away. I had another friend, their a mentor passed away. Another friend had uh, kind of a close friend of theirs pass away. And then another one had a friend who tried committing suicide. And I'm like, okay, what is this about death you're trying to tell me? So that kind of thing has been happening here. And I feel like, this is what your angels are saying is that it's been on purpose for a purpose. And, kudos to you for recognizing it, questioning it. And obviously, here with the world card, this is an ending of old cycles and the beginning of moving into a fresh new start without a lot of rules or a lot of the cage around you that there was before. They have the Ace of Swords here too, cutting away the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that made you feel chained and trapped before. And so the World card is the last card in the major arcana, which then leads to the Fool, which is a brand new start, a brand new adventure. It's like a newborn babe who has no expectations on it yet because it don't understand English or language, and it's like, I'm here, I'm free, I can do whatever I want, until it gets into its terrible twos, whereas when we're being forced into the cage and we don't want to go into the cage, being told no, no, yes, yes, praise and punishment, right? This is a freedom where you don't have all these rules restricting you. It's a more openness for whatever this has been that you've been dealing with that's been brought to your face. So I like it for you, Ankita. So that's what they have for you right now. Many blessings to you. Enjoy the new adventure. And up next, we got Laura H. So, will you finish your master's in June? All right, Laura, let's take a look here. All right. So you've got the a temperance card and the two of wands. Temperance, is the going back and forth between the two cups. It's becoming gold, slowly. It starts off as a base metal and then it goes back and forth. Eventually it turns to gold, which is patience. It has been happening. The two of wands is telling me here there's a possibility for it. Two of Wands is the realization of how much of our own energy and our own power comes into our lives. Whatever we focus on is what grows and expands. And that's why I feel like they're saying there's an opportunity if we focus on our fears and we focus on it not happening, we feed it, and it's like kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It's like, nope, I'm not going to be able to because I'm fear I'm not going to be able to. And, our energies grow and expand those things. But if I focus on gratitude, what I do want to draw in, focusing on unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, then yes. So I feel like it's all dependent upon where you're investing your energy. And I love that you're asking about it now, because now you can, if you feel like there was fears you were focusing on, now you can instead focus on other things and not feed that energy, and have this accomplishment, which I do like for you. So the power that's in your hands, Laura, I like it. So many, many blessings to you. That's what they have for you right now. So enjoy the journey. All right. Up next, we have Great Courts. Hey, so a general for you. Let's take a look and see what Spirit has for you. What would you like Great Courts to know right now, right now? All right. All right. Well, it looks like you're having this transformation that's happening right now. You have the Nine of Swords, which normally is the nightmare insomnia card, all about our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, our expectations. But, the book here of all the rules, of all those restrictions, all that stuff that is demanding our attention. Um, the nine is great. It's internal. So you've been looking at this, you're almost to the point of exhaustion. The 10 of swords is letting go. I'm sick and tired of feeling sick and tired and restrictive around whatever situation it is. I don't feel like it's your entire life. I feel it's zeroed in on a specific thing, like the one match out of the matchbook here. Just like a little bit of a flame, a little bit of something that's been gnawing at you, that you're ready to release, you're ready to let go, you're ready to transform. Because the five is a number of transformation and change. And this is our energy where it starts off feeling conflicting, but it switches into something calmer and peaceful and more loving. And so I feel like whatever this rule or rules that have been over this situation that's really got your mind in this "Rrr," that you're having this aha. And I actually saw them take this match to the book here, and you set it on fire. You're like, I'm done with this little rule book. Psh, it's gone. I get to decide. I don't need to do this. Why do I even care about this? It's like this wonderful release, whatever's been just gnawing on your mind, that keeps on looping back. But it's looping because it wanted attention. It keeps on going, hey, 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 because it's been bugging you underneath the surface, and it's time to let it go so that you can get that energy back that's been used to maintain that fear around a situation. Or yeah, it's like fear around a situation. So it's like, okay, I see it. Thank you for bringing it up to me. Now, it's thrown away. I like that, because what do they say? You want to see a match burn twice, Tss, tss. And so it doesn't need to burn you anymore. You can let it go. All right, great cards. That's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. We'll continue moving down the list. You're very welcome, Laura. All right. So Patty, hello, hello. Want to know, what does Hakeem want out of the relationship? Let's take a look here. That was a lot of cards. Let me just refresh these real quick. All right. So what does Hakeem want out of the relationship? All right. I don't think they know. The Hierophant is this, like, trying to dive in, find the capital T truths of who I am, what do I want? Whoa, even consulting the spirits. It's this journey of trying to figure out, what do I want? We've got the death card, death and rebirth, and we've got the Ace of Wands, which is new passion. It's like, do I want the old? Do I want the new? What do I want? And it's like they don't know. They just have this attraction. They don't know. It's like they're standing in a fork in the road, and they're just like, I don't know. I just don't know what I. It's almost like they've pulled up a chair and they're sitting there just going. Well, I don't know. They're just like, no clue is what, I feel is there. It's like, do I wanna continue it? Do I wanna reboot it and take it to a new level? I don't know what I want. And so that's what's coming in, Patty. So, maybe that makes sense. You're like, "Yeah, I know. I want them to choose this," and they don't have a clue what they want. And usually when we're in this place of confusion, mental confusion especially, um, which is where I feel they're at. I feel like they understand their emotions, but their mind is just spinning. It's like it's loading, the little loading circular thing. It usually means we're in fear somehow. When we go into fight or flight mode, we go out of our minds. And so we're in reactionary mode instead of clear thinking mode. So if they're confused, there's some fears they have of making a wrong choice or being hurt or some sort of fears that are ignited within them. But it just feels very confusing and they don't know what they want mentally. So hopefully that makes sense, Patty, but that's what's coming through. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. I know, right? All right. Smriti Mandal, you are up next. And you want to know the Capricorn's current feelings and next actions towards you. All right. Let's take a look here and see what does Spirit want you to know around their next actions towards you. Yeah, they there's this Four of Cups here is showing me that they are emotionally stable. They are like they're okay with where things are at right now. And this is their conscious. The subconscious here, they've just got all this stuff, this reflection, all this emotion that's bubbling down below the surface here. But I don't feel like, with their Capricorn energy, I don't feel like they're really diving into the emotional piece. I feel like they just have this stability, like everything's meeting their mental on the outside, that their emotions are like, okay, they're good. It's like, well, but are they? And they're like, well, no, Capricorn, I'm a Capricorn rising, so I get it that very mental, very thinking, very task, very, things, but the emotions can remain kind of bubbling down below the surface. And they're checking their little gauges, going, nothing's about to explode, so we're good. We're just all right. And I don't feel like they feel this nudge and this urge to move on the emotions. I feel like they're just like, I'm good with where things are at right now. Even though deep inside, I don't feel like their emotions are happy. It's like their heart is pouting. Why won't you listen to me? And the mind's all, shh, we're fine. And the heart is like, no, we're not. Don't you see? I got all this emotion I want to express. They're like, shh, you're okay. So I feel like that's what's going on right now, Smriti. So, what can you do? You have to let the heart will eventually um, go on strike and demand that the brain listen to them at some point. But right now, I feel like it's still just kind of being kept down. So, I have right now for you, Smriti. So, many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. And Silent Victory, you'll be the next free reading come up, but I do have a donation. Hey, Alex. And thank you for your donation. You want to know ours, current feelings for you. So let's take a look here and see what they've got going on here. All right. Well, we've got here, so sorry, the Three of Pentacles, which feels very much like they're in this place by themselves. They're looking into their uh, um, discovering and wanting to express the true authentic self here. They're trying not to be drawn off anywhere. Even the King of Cups, even though they roll over the cups, all the kings are given a second portion of air, which is balancing of heart and mind. And I feel like they're in this little pocket of space where, I almost feel like there's on either side, there's like this little bubble that they're just kind of staying in right now. And they're looking at themselves. Okay, yeah, because here we have the hanged man too, which is this pause, seeing things from a different perspective, kind of like a cocoon of a caterpillar, moving to a butterfly, which that makes sense. Like when I felt like there was this forest field around them, I feel like they're in this cocoon, figuring things out, transforming things, wanting to know what they want and who they are. And very much this it makes sense around this time too with the Aries energy. We're in this rebirth type of energy with Aries. And um, we've got here the Five of Wands and the Ace of Wands. The Five of Wands is this change of their energy, this transformation of their passion. So, this energy of change, this rebirth that's happening right now. And so I feel like, there's feelings there, but I feel like with this inner kind of reflection, they're just trying to figure out, again, it's like this, like we just talked about a moment ago, too. I think it was they want to figure out who they are, what they want, what do I want in life? Um, and there's this inner conflict with the Five of Wands that they're just like, I feel like I need to do something. And, it's like the urge of a caterpillar suddenly after it's been crawling for a long time, eating and doing things a certain way, it's like, I need to go up to a tree and create a cocoon. I'm about to go through a change. There's like this draw that they're wanting to make this change in their life. And so they've just been drawn inward for this transformation. And pieces of the butterfly, I mean, sorry, pieces of the caterpillar end up being part of the butterfly, but what do we don't know what the butterfly is gonna look like yet, and that's what I kind of feel is going on right now with our, and their feelings towards you is, you're in the cocoon with them, their feelings for you are in the cocoon with them, but there's this transformation that's happening in their life, and are you gonna end up being part of the beautiful butterfly wings? Um, it is unknown at this time because I feel like this is what's happening. Things of the caterpillar, they become caterpillar juice, things dissolve, things change, things transform. And I feel like they're in this place of transformation right now. So I know hopefully that explains a lot of what's going on with them, but not quite what I know maybe you were looking for, but that's what they have for you right now, Alex. And again, thank you so much for your donation, and we shall see what ends up being on the other side of the cocoon for him, right? All right. So we'll continue moving down the list. We got Silent Victory. You wanted to know, good afternoon to you. I am doing well. Hopefully, you're doing well. You want to know, will your son get into engineering? Let's take a look here. See if we get a bunch of mental cards like swords. Like a king of swords would be like, heck yeah, air in their mind. Let's take a look here. What else? Yeah, it looks like there maybe more so a change into something else. We've got the Ten of Wands, which is uh, redirecting of energy, ending of where they're investing their energy into something new. Five of Cups feels like they're working through their emotions and really trying to decide emotionally what they want. I feel a lot of fire energy here. Like they've been trying to do so much for so long. I feel like something's about to end and a restart, a new passion that they find as they balance this energy, this desire and passion for life with some emotional release of some things as well. I feel like they're coming out of a maze out of their heart, and they're gonna find like this a different thing to do, right? They're gonna come home and, "I wanna be a balloon animal maker." I'm just kidding. You're like, "No!" But, it's, different. It feels something more passionate, not so cerebral for 'em. I feel like it's something else that they have a new passion about. So I don't think it's going to be into engineering with those cards. But it's definitely not a like being a clown making animal balloon sculptures. It's not that. You're okay. It's something, meaningful, so you're okay. Alright, silent victory. That's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Alright, Shwani Nagosi. You wanna know Sahil's feelings, for you. Did he love you truly or not? Will he come back again in life, or should you move on? Alright, let's take a look here and see what they have for you here. So we have the 9 of cups, and the 9 of cups represents like wish come true, emotional feelings. Wait, I think this is the 6 of cups. Yeah, I'm sorry. It is the 6 of cups. Because I'm like going that way, and they're like, nope. The 6 of cups is a little different. The 6 of cups is nostalgia, looking back into the past, old emotions, old ways of looking at things. And their feelings for you, I feel like, they obviously there's a whole, armful of emotions. They did have emotions for you here, but I feel like they are in the past here. The 5 of swords does show a lot of conflicting thoughts and beliefs and fears around the relationship here, which, I feel like there is this I don't wanna say that we can ever have too much conflict to go back towards, but what spirit is saying, it's not really worth there's a lot of emotional pain that isn't even yours that between you guys. They were carrying a lot of emotional pain, which is where a lot of this, the fears and conflict that came up, it just reverberated into your life. I feel like what spirit is having you do here is with the 5, the Hierophant here, it's you discovering for yourself what is your capital T truth? Who do you truly want to be, and what do you truly want, right? Letting go of the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets. This is the 5 is a number of change and transformation. It's really understanding, getting out of our mind of all these opinions that we've been told all our life of the supposed to and the should and the need to, the have to, the must around relationships and love, and really get into your higher heart. That Hierophant is that journey inward and upward to connect to your true heart, your higher heart, to go, who is it that I want to be? And, getting out of that mind, that noise of everyone's opinion, and seeing where you wanna go, and I feel like this is moving on, it is letting go of, because Spirit is saying, at some point, there's so much baggage that you're like, "You know what? It's just better for me to find out what I want," excuse me, and move forward. So I feel like that's what's coming in, with those cards for you, Shwani. So many blessings to you, I know. But just, trust that in this inner journey, you understand so much about yourself and you free yourself from just this cage of, expectations on yourself and on other people and what a relationship should be. You enjoy it a whole heck a lot more. So I do like that for you. So many blessings to you. Sure, Rocky's World, you can definitely donate by super chat. Absolutely. There's no set amount. So whatever you feel, I do prioritize those. So while we're waiting for that, Starfall, you are up next for the next free one. So is there a good match in love for you with one of the men you're talking to now? All right, let's take a look here. Is there any healthy fish in that pond? Let's take a look here. All right. Well, I don't think so. You have 3 major arcana. You have the Hanged Man, which is like, "What? Wait, look at things from a higher perspective." The Fool card is new adventure. I kinda feel like, especially with the Chariot, it's like, "No, move forward. Don't act on any of those. Start a new search and, move forward. Movement." Um so I feel like they're saying there's not um, a significant good match for you right now. You know, they're all teaching you things about yourself and what you don't want, but it's also allowing you to look into a mirror of each one of them and go, why do I keep attracting the same person in different people's bodies, right? And I feel like there is this with all these major arcana, especially the full card and the seeing things from a higher perspective with the hanged man. It allows us to step away and go, what is it that I truly want? You know, the full card is like a newborn baby. It's, you know, a child that doesn't have rules around it. Because sometimes well, not sometimes, I feel like every human being, we're all inundated with all these rules around everything in our life, especially relationship, and we have all the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos and the have tos and the must and the blah, 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 blah. We get to the universe going, okay, universe, I want love, but it has to be this type of person, this way, and I have to be this way, and this is how it has to be, and blah, blah, blah. And it's such a small line that the universe says, well, that is on back order for 1,000 years. Do you want to wait for that? And we're like, "Oh, no, I don't." They're like, "Well, you need to kind of back away those expectations and open up to the universe and go, I trust you to bring who is for my highest experience to me in the way that you want to bring it to me." And then the clincher is when you want to bring it to me, because you'll know when I'm ready. And so while we're waiting for all of that, part of that hanged man looking at things from a higher perspective is looking at our self-love, looking at how do I feel about myself? You know, am I a good match for me? You know, when we ask, are they a good match for me in love? Well, am I a good match for me in love? Because my self-love is what's going to make me feel full. And then the higher vibration of love we have, we draw in individuals that are more in alignment with that. But when we are doing what we've always done, that's why we get what we've always have gotten, and we keep attracting the same, you know, individual, but in different people's bodies, you know. And trust me, you're not alone. We all have done that and gone through it, or are going through it, or will be going through it, because it's like, oh, that's right. Let me raise my love vibration. I can fill up with this love, and then it expands my ability to love in the outside world too. So, yeah, one of the men you're talking to now, they're like, "No," they're like, "Pause, turn inward, see things different perspective, release expectations, and open things up." And then the chariot is movement forward and, you know, onto a new path that's free of those things. So that's what they have for you, Starfall. Hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you, Ankita, for answering Rocky there. The free list, I do go down in order, first come, first serve. If anyone wants to prioritize their reading, I do honor the energy exchange of donations, and so I do step outside of those to complete them, and then I go deeper into those, and then I return and go down. I've actually been on for a little over 2 hours, so I see that I have a ton more to go, for free readings. So I am going to, have, Angelina and Shirley, you'll be my last 2 free readings, um, and then, any donations, I will also complete in this session. But I will be back in under 6 hours for my evening session as well. So now would be a time if you do want to make a donation, you can make those now. I'm going to complete out those two and then any donations, and then we'll close down this session for balance purposes. So, Angelina, you want to know a message from your future self, some guidance, and see what do they have here for you. Okay. All right. Well, I do like this. Your future self is kind of like high-fiving you. The 6 of Wands is a recognition type of energy card for you, and they're going whoosh. They love what you've been doing, how you've been applying yourself, the growth that you've been doing, and they're just, really kind of letting you know you don't realize how impactful the things that you're doing are impacting your future and how it's allowing things just to unfold so much more easily and beautifully and abundantly. So I feel like their first thing is like just a high five that, they just feel like you need to know that now that everything you're doing is not just, going into a black hole, that it is expanding so much for your future. I like the Ace of Cups here, them saying that, one of the biggest things that they can encourage you is to search after the chalice, the Holy Grail, which is full of the unconditional love of the higher realms. This is what we find the more we turn inward and upward into our own hearts, because the outside world can't give us this. We can only find this within ourselves. And so it's becoming a chalice where you allow that love to fill you up and then overflow out to the world. And it's kind of like they're trying to save you a little bit of what frustration around and disappointments of the outside world, that they're like, trust me, we know that when we've been looking to the outside world to fill us up, whether it's relationships, situations, or things, that they're unstable. They don't fill us up for very long, if at all. And that the stable thing that you can find that really impacts your life is when you turn inward and upward and connect to that beautiful love. Allow it to fill your heart. When you fill up and it overflows, your whole perception of the outside world changes from one that's lacking and falling short to one that everything anyone gives or anything else that happens is above and beyond an overflow. And so it's abundance instead of lack. So I feel like this is what they are bringing in there for you. So that is what they have for you right now, Angelina. So many blessings to you. All right. And Rocky's World. Very good. Thank you so much, Rocky. And I'm just going to finish up my final free reading, and then we'll complete any of the donations. And so we'll be to you in just a quick sec there. So, Shirley, happy Easter to you. And you want to know what Leo's current feelings, thoughts, and intentions are towards you. All right. I don't think we didn't answer that. That sounds familiar. Not sure why. Maybe someone else asked about a Leo. I'm like, maybe I dreamt about it. You never know. So let's take a quick look here and see what does the Leo, what does Spirit want you to know about Leo's current feelings, thoughts, and intentions? All right. Well, they definitely have a lot of thoughts here because we have the King of Swords. They roll over air. So a lot on their mind, a lot of thinking, a lot of overthinking. Sometimes it feels like. But they have the Ace of Pentacles, which the Ace of Pentacles is new, um, like new things happening in the outside world, new possibilities, new opportunities. And I feel like they are looking here. I mean, they have thinking, they have a lot of thoughts, but I feel like this is what holds them back from taking action. But I feel their intentions are that they do want like a new opportunity to communicate with you, because this also is the master of communication. But I feel like they want to communicate, but their mind is just keeping them looping where um, they're overthinking things, right? They wanna make it perfect, or they want to, "Oh, what if I do that? What if I do this? Blah, 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 blah." This is like, just, at some point, you've done enough thinking, you've done enough planning, you've done enough review and analysis. Now it's time to put some action. And I feel like they're headed towards that. Um, but I feel like it's still going to be looping for a little bit more in their head. But eventually, here, I feel sooner than later. I don't feel like it's going to be a year, but I feel like by the end of April, I feel like they will. Um, you know, uh, I feel definitely by the end of April, they'll at least communicate and say they like to get together and make a plan of some sort. So that's what I feel is coming through for you, Shirley. So many blessings to you. All right. So Rocky's World, thank you so much for your donation. You want to know, how does Roberto feel about you currently? All right, let's take a look here. See what's going on with Roberto. All right, there we go. I was about to say, are they have any feelings? It was like, "Er," but no, the cards are coming out now. So what are Roberto's feelings? Okay. So let's take a look here. Mhm. All right. Well, we do have the Page of Cups and the Sun card. So this is very bright, sunshiny, joyful, abundant type of feelings and energy. And for me, starting off here, this would be that, they definitely have these emotions. This is Leo energy, which is, expressive, fiery, passion, that's there. And the cup is emotion. So, they definitely have attraction and emotion that's there. Um, so it's there bubbling within them. And then I chuckled because we've got the queen and the king of swords. So a lot of thinking though that's going on here. And then we have the divine masculine and divine feminine counterparts here, which does mean that they think about, what it would be like, to be together and looking at similarities and compatibility. So there's thinking that's going on here too. And they see that there's a lot of things that you guys have in common and that you could, um, that could be a good match, right? And then you do have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is emotional stability. They are, I feel like with all this reflection, they are reflecting on their emotions because the Four of Cups normally has like three cups, someone bored looking at the three cups, and there's a fourth cup being offered, which is, higher emotion, a higher level of love that's being offered. And I feel like that's part of the power, the energy that ignites this Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles represents someone putting in some work, like an apprentice who is working for a master where they're, doing the work with the blood, the sweat, and the tears. They're investing the energy. Then eventually they get to move into the master because they've done this. Well, the Eight of Pentacles is this movement in the outside world, so this does indicate that they've been putting in their review work. They've been, looking at the mind, looking at their emotions, looking at their passion, seeing if they like almost like building up courage to move forward, and to step forward in the outside world. And I feel like this is what is happening here. So I feel like there will be movement within your interactions with them. Um, here in the near future because the Eight of Pentacles normally isn't something, it's not like you're waiting for it to come to fruition. It's about to move forward on there. So that's what I feel is coming in there with all of that, that there is going to be this, the hesitancy and things that have been feeling like, oh my God, are things are ever going? It's like watching grass grow. Seven of Pentacles right below before it is, what's the last thing that grows on the fruit tree? The fruit, right? It's like, hurry up. Well, the Eight of Pentacles is things are going to start moving forward. So I like it. Right. Wonderful. Great. All right. And that's what they have for you, Rocky's World. Thank you so much again for your donation. And thank you guys, all of you, for all that have given a thumbs up on the video. It's totally free to do, and it helps spread the Zen love. It's all of you that do that are part of the love tsunami that we send out to the world. Because though it seems like a small thing, the YouTube algorithm is eats it all up, and it uses that energy to send my videos out as recommendations to more people. So thank you guys so much for being part of that. And, okay, absolutely, Rocky, we'll take care of that too. And anyone else that wants to make a donation, I'm done with the free ones for this session since I've hit over almost 2.5 hours. So, but any donations I will complete during this session, as well. I still honor donations, here, absolutely, Rocky. So what is the conclusion for your neighbor situation? Let's take a look here and see. What does Spirit want you to know about this neighbor? All right. All right. Well, it seems like there is not a conclusion yet. It seems there's this standing in like the crossroads. The Two of Swords is about that there's decisions to be made that have not been made yet. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I do like this that we have the Page of Pentacles, which does represent new opportunities coming in. But the King of Wands shows here that you are the one that creates these new opportunities. And I'll explain this because the King of Wands, they, whirl over the wand suit, which they hold the magic wand, right? And they're able to, it's very empowering. Each of us, whatever we focus on with our energy, is what grows and expands. And so, like, if I focus on something that is not going well in my life, my energy grows it and expands it, right? Same thing as if I feel like I'm missing something in my life, I push something further away so I can miss it more. So whatever I fear will leave my life, I repel. Whatever I fear will come into my life, I draw it in when I'm focusing on it. But instead, where the King of Wands is saying is that you can transform your energy by going, whoop, and instead of focusing on this, I almost feel like the devil of a neighbor. I'll talk about that in a sec. Um, I'm going to focus on gratitude for what I am enjoying in my life. Instead of focusing on what I don't like, I'm going to focus intentionally on what I'm grateful for, what I do want to draw in, and focusing on, unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace. So when you hear, bam, 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 it's like, thank you for the ability to put on my ear pods and listen to music. It's like instead of investing the energy on, or it's like, I'm going to intentionally focus on the opposite. This grows and this diminishes. That's where new opportunities come in because it always happens on purpose for us. And it's like maybe this situation was designed for us to encounter our power of choice, right? Going, you know what? I'm going to choose my energy differently, and I'm going to see how that changes things. Because again, it's like the king of wands is like the magician. We hold the power of what we manifest in our hands. Again, what we focus on grows and expands. And here we have the devil card and the justice card, two major arcana, which does show you significant things in your life. The devil card teaches us that, it's our shadow. It shakes and rattles our cage so that we realize what kind of cage and chains we have ourselves in, right? And the justice card here is the balancing out of things too. We have the sickle here, which is the Ace of Swords, allows us to connect and see things from a higher perspective, from unconditional love, and it allows us to cut away our fears. And again, transformation of how we approach things, we think about things. The Devil card is Capricorn, Saturn energy, which again, like it's the workhorse. It gives us these challenges. It shakes and rattles things, our old beliefs and the way we perceive things, so that we can go, wow, I feel like I'm imprisoned and chained by other people's actions, but I can change that. I can change what story I put to their actions, what emotion I feel in response to their actions, and where I invest my energy with that magician and the King of Wands. And so we can change it and we're totally transform it. Where an example they're showing me in my head is when I had a condo about 5 years ago, there was this little grassy area in between some buildings where my front door was, and some kids enjoyed playing kickball there. And I would hear their ball hit my window and then hit my door, bam! And well, I guess spirit really caught me, grabbed me by my scruff because I was headed to that door to that ornery old man that used to be in my neighborhood when we were younger that would come out and, "You kids, shut up," you know? And so my energy was I was headed to the door to open up and go, "You guys need to be careful," and rah, 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 and I'm like, "That's not who I wanna be." And I remembered who I was when I was a child, and I'm like, "You know what? So what if a window breaks? So what if they're hitting my door?" You know? Let children have fun. Yeah. And so, yeah. Well, peace doesn't come on the outside, peace comes from in here, right? So, the unpeace comes when we have these rules of kids are to be seen, not heard, my peace came back to me when I released my expectation on those kids. When we believe neighbors should be quiet and do everything I think they should do, when we release them from that cage, we also release ourselves from our cage. When we stop focusing on our fears of why they're going to be here forever and blah blah blah, and but we start focusing on love and laughter and joy and peace, then that's what grows. But when we're focusing on unpeace, unpeace is growing in your life. When you focus on peace, peace will grow in your life. So that is what they have for you, Rocky's World. I know you can listen to that as many times as you want, right? Because this is recorded. So you can keep coming back to it and go, okay, let me listen to that again. You save this, the timestamp, so that the next time it happens, you can go back to and go, okay, let me find some peace. Hold on. Let me listen to this again. Okay, I get it. Well, that's not necessarily true, right? When you evict them from your mind, maybe they'll be evicted in the physical world, but they're living in your mind right now, aren't they? You're allowing them space in your head. So you can evict them from your head and go, I'm not going to allow your actions to, and from your heart, to bring me these emotions or these thoughts anymore. I'm going to allow each time that happens. Another thing, just real quick, they like gnats, the little buzzy little gnats. Um, the A big huge lesson I had an infestation of gnats in one of my plants once. And this was like 5 years ago. And because I worked from home and I had my computer screen, and all of a sudden I'd be like, and I'm like, gosh, these gnats shouldn't be here. And I was getting angry about all these gnats. I'd even repot it and they'd still come back. And I'm like, where are they coming from? It would just drive me crazy. But when I realized, because Spirit told me gnats live outside, who says they're not supposed to be in the inside? What rule is there in the universe that gnats are not supposed to be inside your house? Obviously, they're supposed to be, or they wouldn't be, right? And so I was like, expectations. Gnats began my reminder of expectations. And as soon as I released that energy around that shouldn't be in here, I'm like, okay, guys, you're going to be here. You only live for so long anyway, so enjoy it. And I allowed them anytime I saw one, it was my reminder, what am I expecting and what can I release? And then the gnats just went away, amazingly enough. But every time I see a gnat now, it's still more my reminder, what am I focusing my energy on expecting and what can I release? So that's what they have. So I get the frustration, definitely. All right. And so will Roberto come and move in with you soon? Thank you for your donations, Rocky's World. So will Roberto come and move in with you soon? Or will the gnats come in and move with you soon? Let's take a look here. I don't see like movement necessarily yet. We have the Page of Cups, which is, I feel like there's this movement of, this needs to happen first. The Ace of Wands, the new passion, the Ten of Swords. Here is the letting go of expectations card. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So I don't feel like they're going to move in yet because the Queen of Pentacles is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing yourself. And I feel like um, what they're looking at right now is, you know, the realizing the release of expectations is an important thing around really every area of our life, because normally they'll have like someone laying down on the beach with 10 swords stuck in their back, and they're not dead, they're just exhausted from trying to live up to all these expectations of supposed to and should and need to and have to and must. And I feel like what spirit is saying here is, as we start to look at all the expectations we have in our life, that we start releasing things, and that makes things go along so much better in life. We have less conflict with others because, like, let's say Roberto moves in, and you have this long list of things that they need to be living up to, and they're not. Are you going to keep quiet about it? No, we don't. We start telling people how they're falling short, and who likes that? We want people to tell us how amazing we are and the things that they're grateful for, but when we have all these expectations, we can't help but eventually blurt them out in an argument or on a daily basis of going, "You didn't put down the toilet seat. You didn't put your dishes in the sink. You didn't do this. You didn't do that." Da, 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 da. And then how long before they're like, "Bye. I don't want to live in this cage." And so I feel like there's this time here to really look at the expectations and use this time alone, use this time with this daily reminder from your neighbor of, let me let go of expectations. What am I trying to control? What can I let go of? And what can I appreciate? And that's the thing with gratitude, when we focus more on, instead of what we fear and all these expectations, which I call small t truths, rooted in fears of losing conditional love or fear of rejection or whatever. It's these fears. When we're focusing on gratitude, we definitely have this beautiful transformation. And I even say, a gratitude journal is an amazing thing to do. Putting a reminder on your phone, for every day or every waking hour to remember something to be grateful for, transforms the energy of everything in our life. And even when we're living with someone, having a living gratitude journal where every day you choose sincerely to tell someone what you appreciate about them. And, looking at that, um, what a wonderful relationship would it be if each of us each day would just say, something I really appreciate about you is this. And thank you for that. And what a wonderful relationship instead of, "You didn't put the toilet seat down," you know? So that's what for that one there, and then you had another one there. Let's see here. "For a couple years, it seemed as though your spark has left you and you've been in a very dark space." Okay, let's take a look here, Rocky. Let's take a look. Well, it makes sense here too. A lot of what we've been talking about with whatever energy we're focusing on is what grows and expands, right? And so when we're focused on, you know, the darker side of things, we get drawn. It's a downward spiral of, when we're focusing on the dark. What is it, the Native American tale about the grandfather talking to the grandchild? And, grandfather said, within every individual, we have a dark wolf and a white wolf that are constantly battling for our attention. And the little grandchild was like, "Well, who wins?" And the grandfather said, "Whichever one we feed." And so when we're feeding the dark wolf, it gets bigger, and that dark wolf is the one that, it poops on the carpet, and it invites more wolves in that poop on the carpet. But the white wolf is a very well potty trained and generous, beautiful. And when we feed that, it invites more of them in. And so it's like, what do we want? What do we want out of our life, right? And so it does feed that. But let me take a look here and see if anything else specifically that they want you to know around this as well. All right. Okay. Well, they have the Two of Wands, which is about whatever we focus on is what grows and expands. So that's okay. And the Justice card, balancing out our, letting go of the fears, kind of the expectations we were talking about here. So both of those came out. And the Tower card. So a little extra. So they basically said, yeah, what we were talking about, plus the Tower card here usually has a tower that's burning down, right? And it's basically a message that whatever everything in life happens for us, and things like we don't people don't leave us, we don't lose jobs, that's what we're taught. But people are removed out of our lives, we're removed out of people's lives, we're removed out of jobs, jobs are removed out of our lives, things are removed out of our lives for us to make space for what is more in alignment with our higher self, to clear our path so that we can move forward in a direction that's more in alignment with us. So, all this stuff that's been happening, and like you said, like you feel like your spark is leaving you. Um, it has to do with the disappointments. It has to do with looking to the outside world to fill us up and it falling short. That's what expectations equal disappointment. We have told relationships are supposed to make everything hunky dory, beautiful, make us feel solid. Situations like jobs and education, our bodies, our possessions, our bank accounts, all of this stuff is taught. It's supposed to make us, you know, we're supposed to define ourselves by those things. But when we do, we feel very unstable because all those things in the outside world are unstable, right? Relationships, people change, people pass away, people walk away. So unstable, right? Situations, jobs, all that never stay the same, right? The world's constantly changing. And things, it breaks down, it deteriorates, it blows up, it burns down, it's stolen. So we eventually get disappointed enough, bored enough of the instability of the outside world where we turn inward and upward. And that's where we find um, the only stable thing in existence, which is the eternal, never ending, right? Unconditional, no conditional love from up above. It makes us solid, it's stable, and when we have that define us, then it everything in the outside world changes because we find what we're looking for, and that stability and that love in the inside. And then everything on the outside becomes above and beyond, um, and extra instead of lacking and feeling lower. So hopefully that helps a little bit there, Rocky's World. Thank you again for all your donations. I greatly appreciate those. That's what they have right now. Florence, thank you for your donation. And you want to know, how does that Leo think about you? Can you reconnect? Let's take a look here. All right, and everybody, I am done with free readings. I've been on for almost 3 hours, so I'm only taking the donation readings and completing those before I end this session. I will be back though five in about 5 hours almost. Before everyone takes off though, I do want to make sure everyone knows we have 1 day left to enter my drawing that I have every week for a free personal recorded reading. Here's the link to that. I am giving away a 1 hour personal recorded reading, and it does talk about the monthly giveaway that I'm going to start doing. Also, for anyone that's interested in any merchandise, Spring, formerly known as Teespring, is having a 25% off sale on one order. So if you're interested in any of my merchandise, you can take advantage of that. They don't do that very often, so I wanted to make sure everyone was aware of that. If you're looking for some more free content, I put out a ton of pick a cards. The most recent one this week was the Libra full moon alert on where can you use balance in your relationship. So you can check that out. Also, if you go to my main page, I have all my playlists, and I have like the pick a cards broken out by relationship, abundance, career, and life purpose. So a lot of free content there. And then also I have monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign. So you can check that out there as well for that. So just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. And again, thanks for all the thumbs up. It definitely does help my channel grow, but it helps spread the Zen love. So you are definitely part of the love tsunami. So thank you for that. All right. So Florence, you will be my last reading unless anyone else makes a donation. I will make sure to complete those. Let's take a look here. And how does this Leo think about you, and can you reconnect? So let's take a look here. So those are the thoughts, and let's take a look here. Okay, and here's the reconnection. All right. So their current thoughts about here, we've got the Nine of Swords here, which is swords are thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and, etc. But it's also the nightmare and insomnia card, which means they've got a lot of fears that go on in their head around relationships and in general. And so I feel like it goes beyond just their interactions with you. It goes all the way back. They just got a lot of uh, fears around relationships not working out and pain and suffering, which goes back to childhood stuff. But also, I feel like it just reverberated and rippled out, throughout their life. They've been having it happen over and over and over again, which is what, you know, uh, it's almost like they have this belief that relationships don't work out well and they're full of pain and suffering. And so when it gets to a certain point, they always bail because they're like, I got to get out of here before it gets any worse because I know how it ends up. Right. It's like sometimes it's a self fulfilling prophecy. Um, and I feel here, we've got the 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles here. And so they were looking for a restart in their life. They were looking for things to change because the 10 endings and new beginnings. This just reiterates here that you know they do have a lot of fear, and then and even all these rules here about relationships, and they just feel like they can never meet up to all these expectations that you may not even have said anything. It's all this in here from before you. And you're like, why are you freaking out? I never said anything about that. Oh, I just know you want me to be blah, blah, blah. Right. So they're all, pshoo. And this is what has happened. This is the leaving the physical and starting something new. This is their habit. This is what they normally do. I almost feel I would say forest fire energy, which is they emotionally they move forward. They can never go backward because they've already burnt all the fuel, right? A fire, usually you don't worry about a fire returning backwards because there's nothing for it to burn, right? It just moves forward, forward, forward. And I kind of feel like that's their feelings is they can't look backwards. I got to keep going. I got to keep going or the train's going to hit me. Like I feel like they just always move forward. And so, I feel like their thoughts about you are more about what they fear than I wonder what they're doing. I wonder what blah blah blah. I just feel like they can't do that. They're like, I gotta go, I gotta keep going, I gotta keep moving. It's like they're running away from a monster that's or they're running away from a monkey that's on their back. It's like, oh, the monkey's always there. Run faster. It's like, I'm on you. Wherever you go, there I am, type of thing. I don't feel like you can reconnect here. I just feel the Three of Wands is them. This is that fire energy of them going a different direction. They're always like veering, taking different directions. The Seven of Cups represents emotional confusion. Makes total sense, right? That they're just, I don't feel like they know what they want. They have so much emotion that they carry that they're just, it's almost like they're always just dodging and going a different direction because their fears rule so much over their life. And that's what I'm picking up here, Florence. So um, hopefully that resonates for you. And I feel like Spirit's saying, just realize that it's not you, that, you can, it was meant for you. You learned a lot about yourself through all this. I feel like you grew tremendously. But I feel like they're like, it's done what it needs to do and let the forest fire continue burn that way. You don't need to get burnt. You have so much more in alignment for your future. That yeah, Leo energy too is fire element, but it's like, yeah, that's okay. There's something more in alignment with who you are on the inside for you. So that's what they have for you, Florence. Again, thank you so much for your donation. Hey, Sun and Moon, good afternoon. Right, everybody. That is going to be it for this session. I don't have any more donations. So we're going to close this one down. I will be back, like I said, in about 5 hours. I do put out a flash or an announcement an hour before. And so if you are subscribed, if you go into your notification settings, if you have all selected, you'll get that. And as soon as that comes out, you can actually jump into the chat and put a question. So you can kind of like, it's like getting in line for a concert that doesn't have assigned seats. You can put your questions, and the free readings I do go down in order of those. So you can always jump in and put your question there too. All right. Well, I'll do one more. I will get Sun and Moon in here. Um, so we'll take a look here and see general love reading for you, currently single. And let's see what Spirit has for you, Sun and Moon. Oh, I know. Well, and I understand, Florence. It's like we love who we love, and it, we wish it would turn out, to be a love story that ends well instead of a tragedy. But we also realize, you know what? I don't want to be in Scream 2 where I'm, burning, getting burned by that forest fire. So no problem at all, Sun and Moon. All right, let's take a look at what we have here. So what does Spirit want you to know? All right. All right. Well, I like these. So I know it starts off looking a little rocky here, but bear with it. It gets better. So Seven of Cups is, figuring out what you want, love wise, and the Five of Swords is this thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around love, and I feel like what you've been going through here, this, um, wonderful, yeah, change on the horizon. Yeah, yeah. So you got the 5 and the 7, which shows that you've been having these obstacles both mentally and emotionally, be pushed the story of your life, be poof, where you've had to really face things, like a let's say like a number 6 is 3 on each side. There's this wonderful flow in between, but a 5 or a 7 is like boom, this big boulder put right in the middle of your path that you can't get around, and it's having you look at these things. Um, on purpose, right? It's like it's time. I can't get around it. I can't try to, whittle my way around things. Now we've reached the point where, okay, I have to look at this. I'm releasing some fears I have around relationships and love because they're right here in my face, and the emotions that you've had in the past. I feel like you're moving into this way of leaving behind old mindsets that no longer serve you and moving forward. I feel like you're releasing emotions that no longer serve you and friendships, relationships that no longer serve you. I feel like you're doing this kind of purging, the spring cleaning of your life, and you're letting things go. And you really been um, investing a significant amount of attention to it, I feel, which is great, which shows me here you've been spending a lot of time with your higher self. Here's your human self and your higher self, and you've been really bonding with the your spiritual side of you, which also with the star card is your higher self, balancing out energy that's coming in here. But this is you're understanding more too of what your dream come true. This also is kind of like the wish upon a star card, and you're realizing, you know, what is it that would be my dream come true? And you've been figuring out what is of opinion that you've been given all your life. And as you're connecting more inward and upward to your higher self, what is it that I truly want to have? Right. And so that's what's beautiful is that all that other stuff is clutter and distractions and all this. And you're just like, and I love it because here you have the Empress, new birth, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, which is what you've been nurturing yourself, but it brings in this new birth, new sensuality, new love, So it does come in here for you. And you've been doing all this stuff. You've been doing this releasing. And so, that's what happens when um, you know, fall time and winter time is when all that harvest of before, all that stuff is dead in your garden, and you're like, okay, springtime, we'll get it all. And then springtime comes, the ground is thawed, and you pull up all the corn stalks and all the stuff that's dead, and you mulch and put in all the proteins into the soil, and now you're planting new seeds. You've been doing all that work. Now you've planted the seeds, and now you're just watering it, and you're going to start to see the sprouts. You're going to start to see the fruition of all that come to pass. So I like it for you. Very, very kind of like a kudos from your higher self of, yeah, they've been loving that relationship you've been building with them, and it's a validation of the work that you've done, both in heart and mind, and that you're going to see the results of that come up very soon. The 3 is jumping out, so it's 3 weeks, 3 months, in between that, and I feel like it's a range. Earliest is 3 weeks, depending on how much more you're focusing on that self-love, up to 3 months. So, well, it's love, it's definitely love coming in, um, because that was what we were, looking at with the general love reading. So, the seeds are seeds of love based on the seeds of self-love that you've been focusing on. Because we can't love others more than to the extent we love ourselves, or receive love from others more than to the extent we love ourselves. So the more we expand our self-love, we move from no matter how much love we want to go, it's trickling out, or how much someone wants to love us, it's trickling in with you working on that. self-love and removing those clogs, right? The barriers that we built between us and love, the more this expands too. And so we're able to flood love and receive love so much greater in the outside world as well as up above. So it's definitely about love, for sure. I think that's everything. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So Hanged Man was, things have been happening. This is like the butterfly cocoon, but it's all about here's the Two of Cups. So if there was any doubt, it is about love. So I like it. All right, Sun and Moon, that is what they have for you. I'm excited and way to go. High five for me too. All right, everybody. Again, thank you so much for all your love, all your support, and your thirst, all of your thirst for searching after spirit. I just am blown away by everyone's hunger for spirit and for hearing from them too. Absolutely. Have a very happy Easter, everybody. Much love to you. I will be back in 5 hours. So I'll see some of you then. If not, I'll be back. I'm here Wednesday through Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and also Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So until I see you guys, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, have a great rest of your day, great rest of your night, wherever you're out in the world. Till then, much love to you, and you guys take care. We'll see you.